Well, today we got information on the next raid coming to Modern Warfare 2. And it's actually kind of interesting where this information is coming from, because it's coming from two different places. One's directly from Call of Duty, but the other one has, I guess, technically been available to us ever since the launch of AnimalsMore. And the reason that is because that other information is coming from the intel itself. Now, the problem is that people actually hadn't been able to find all the different intel pieces until recently. And then even when they did, nobody was sharing how to do it, and because of that, no one really knew how to get the last ones. But recently, a guy on Reddit, the absolute legend that I will be linking down in the description, going by the name of Contraband S Nails, shared the last two pieces of intel from AnimalsMore that I've needed and wanted for a very long time. And because of this, we have 3 new pieces of information for the next raid that we will be getting into. But before we could do that, we need to remind ourselves where we were with information about the next raid before all this new stuff came out, because it is pretty relevant. And what we're going to look at is a piece of intel that I've talked about in the past, and what it says is 3-1 received intel on a hidden bunker in Sattiq Mountains, northeast hillside, hatchway leads underground. Need Echo team to gain access and recon the location. This could be what we feared. Guard yourself. For Urziksan K. Now, of course, there's some story stuff that is interesting, but we're mainly focusing on the location of this next raid, and this was our biggest hint for where it was going to be. And where that is a hidden bunker in the Sattiq Mountains. Now, this may sound, a bit vague. It's just a bunker in the Sattiq Mountains, but believe it or not, the Sattiq Mountains is a location in another part of the game, and where that is the Warzone map, or Al-Mazrah. Literally on the map, it's called the Sattiq Cave Complex, so it's this exact same location. Now, of course, you guys shouldn't be worried about them reusing the Al-Mazrah map for the next raid, because AnimalsMore was an original map, so we don't really got to worry about the next one not being original. I'm pretty sure it's going to be. In fact, I know it's going to be because of the next information we're going to go over. But regardless, though, that is where we were kind of left. We were pretty sure it was going to be taking place in a bunker in the Sattiq Mountains. That's all we really knew. But then came along the last few days and revealed a bit more information, and the next piece of information we're going to go over is the image that Call of Duty revealed directly from the next raid. And I'll put it on screen for you guys now. And as you guys can see, it is Gaz walking straight through this tunnel. I know not a lot, but this does confirm a couple things for us. One, this is 100% original. This does not look like it's Al-Mazrah or anything like that, so we don't have to worry about that for sure now. And second, this does look like some sort of bunker complex thing. That's what it appears to be. So to me, this also does confirm what we have heard in that previous piece of intel, that the location of the next raid will be in a hidden bunker in the Sattiq Mountains. So that's just great, confirming the information that we've had for a while now. Now, one off thing I do want to mention about this image though is that we do only see one character, so I'm kind of crossing my fingers that they decide that this next raid can be done solo, because I really think that will help out the raid so much if they just give us the freedom to play with how many players we want, but I'm not saying anything for sure. Regardless though, that isn't the only new information we have to go over, because believe it or not, this wasn't the first image we had of the next raid, because we got another image through the intel in AnimalsMore, one that I don't think many people have seen. Now, before I show it to you guys, I wanted to again shout out Contraband S Nails, because they are the one who shared this with everybody to see. And with that said, I'll put it on screen, and as you guys can see, this is our other image of the next raid. Now, this one doesn't show us nearly as much, to be completely honest. It's mainly very dark, and it doesn't really look like it's showing anything in a room that's very interesting. It looks like a smaller room, definitely all concrete walls, so probably a bunker like we have expected for a while now. We do see the piping, so that's interesting, but the only really significant thing maybe you could get from this is that the floors are all covered in water. So maybe some flooding or something like that is happening here, but besides that, I really don't think there's much we could gather from this. It is significant because it is an image of the next raid, so that's cool, but really besides that, I really can't say much more about this image specifically. But this isn't all of the new intel that we've got. And this one, again from Contraband S Nails, gave us this piece of intel here, and what it says is: urgent chemical leak in lab 1/2 storage area. Do not enter. Extremely dangerous. Containment team. Access only if the area has been ventilated via the control consoles. Contact lab 1/2 management for assistance. So in this piece of intel, it does tell us that there's going to be some sort of chemical-y stuff going on here. Now, my first idea that this could possibly be telling us about is that, kind of like with Adamgrad, where at the end we found some nuke at the end, instead of a nuke in this new raid, we're going to find maybe chemical weapons, possibly, but I'm just not entirely sure, because why would they tease that in this piece of intel? What is another idea that they could be doing here is that they're straight up teasing maybe a puzzle that's going to be in the next raid. Maybe in one of these raids you have to access one of these lab room storage areas, but they're full of a bunch of chemicals and you can't go in there until, of course, what it says in the intel itself, access only if the storage area has been ventilated via control consoles. So what it really could be just straight up telling us is how to do one of the puzzles in the next raid, which would be interesting, because if this puzzle is like not very obvious for what you have to do, and the only way you could really figure it out is if you knew the intel or somebody knows the intel from Adamgrad, then potentially that could be cool. But I don't know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this really plays out and how important these chemicals really are to the next raid. And really, that kind of wraps up all the new information that we got today, and it's been some pretty good information. I mean, we have 2 images of the next raid itself, and we also have a pretty much confirmed location of it, with possibly some sort of hint with what's going to be happening. So definitely some good information on this next raid, but as we all know, we're still probably not going to be getting it for a while now, not till Season 2 Reloaded. And as of the day of me recording this, Season 2 has just barely begun, so it's going to be at least 30 to 40 days till we see this, but eventually we will be seeing this raid, and hopefully it takes a step up from the previous one. Regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys did find this video informative or entertaining in any way, shape, or form, I'd appreciate if you guys dropped a like, subscribe, bell, share, or any of that great stuff. But I'm going to go catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be, and latest, guys.